Alright guys, so welcome back to Non-Comic Lineup. Now, I usually do these videos on Patreon, and there actually is a new video up focusing on the non-comic lineup of Secret Avengers. But I tend to do, on occasion, videos like this where I take one of the exclusive things over on Patreon and bring it here is kind of like promotion for my Patreon exclusive stuff. And as always, if you'd like to, join Patreon and see the exclusive stuff, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where if you hit the second tier, you can get all the videos. The first tier is just for like posts and whatever, for voting for videos for over on here, and also for movie reviews for theatrical movies, which I haven't really gotten to see a lot of good. I haven't been to the movies lately because there's been nothing that's really interested me for a while. I'm a little dry on that. Anyway, so in this, I'm going to be doing a DC team, and that is a team that it was originally a Image team. It was an Image Wildstorm team, became a DC Comics team, and that is Stormwatch. So Stormwatch has basically been a very malleable kind of team. It's best known for becoming the Authority over in Wildstorm, and then coming back in the New 52. But it's been mostly known for having Midnighter and Apollo. That's the team they're usually best known on. So we're going to do a non-comic lineup for Stormwatch, which, yeah, it's a team, this was actually the one I had the most fun, some of the most fun with, because it wasn't like I was trying to rack my brain over who I could have in here, because there were a ton of characters. I actually had to limit it down to 10 characters on here. And so, if you're also new here, if you don't know what non-comic lineup is basically where I take a comic book team and replace all the characters with characters outside of comics. I'm talking like movies, anime, cartoons, stuff like that. So, yeah. So this is about 10 members. I usually go to like 8, to keep it in the 8 section, at least 8 at most for the team, depending on the size of the team. But this is usually, Stormwatch usually has about 10 active members most of the time, so yeah. And as always, I'm always excited to hear what you guys have to say on who would you have on your team. So let's get started with 2 characters from the same show, because when I started building this version of Stormwatch, I was like, there are 2 characters on here, first and foremost, that are going to be part of this team. And they're basically the Midnighter and Apollo fill-ins. And that is Night Owl and Majestia from Ladybug, obviously from United Heroes. The moment I saw them, I didn't think Superman Batman, which was kind of the intention, I'm sure the creators wanted. That was it. The moment I saw it, I was like, oh, it's like Midnighter and Apollo, only it's a female couple instead of a male couple. Yeah, Night Owl and Majestia are basically, like I said, the Midnighter and Apollo of this team. Night Owl is a master martial artist, basically like our Batman, or more importantly, Midnighter. And then you have Majestia, who is basically a Superman-level character. So, yeah, the moment I was building this Stormwatch team, I was like, yeah, Night Owl and Majestia are going to be part of this team. That was the lock-in. So, following that, we have, for our next member, we have Hawks from My Hero Academia. I knew I was going to put a My Hero character, and the one character that always came to me was Hawks. Multitude of reasons. He was kind of like a fill-in for Swift, the bird-like character from the Authority. So when I was thinking, I was like, yeah, Hawks would definitely be a nice fill-ins for Swift, and he's also probably the one who would be okay with a lot of the stuff Stormwatch does. If you're not aware, Stormwatch does some really horrendous shit to people. They will straight up kill people, and also ends justify the means a lot of the time. They will straight up murder someone on a whim if it means for the greater good. So, yeah, Hawks definitely, after doing what he did to, after doing what he did in the show and in the manga, yeah, Hawks would definitely be a part of this team. he would definitely be getting a recruitment from the leader, who I'm going to say for last. But yeah, Hawks was kind of another lock-in for me. And also, if I keep looking down, that's because I've had it written down, because there's no way I was going to remember all this shit right from the get-go. So yeah, there you go. Hawks. Moving on now to our next member, and that is Jack from Mass Effect. Jack was another character I instantly thought I was thinking of a character of some point, and I was thinking of having Miranda, but I thought Jack would be a little more interesting because she's got a bit of a bite to her, and Miranda would be also be willing to hurt a lot of people. But I also think she'd also have kind of a not so much ends justify the means, but more I think she would be kind of like a heart of the team, where she would be yeah, I'm doing all this and I know I'm doing it, what I'm doing is wrong, but I can try to turn away from that. I can be kind of the one who will go out in there and actually save lives rather than, be out there taking lives and whatnot. So Jack is also a powerful bionic, and would definitely be a major powerhouse for this team. Not at the same Majestia. Majestia is definitely one of the most powerful members of this team, but yeah, Jack would definitely be here. The Stormwatch is always known for having a lot of big guns in their teams. Anyway, so there you go, Jack. Moving on now to Prowl from Transformers. Prowl if we're going, especially if we're going by IDW Prowl, he is very much ends justify the means. Prowl would definitely serve as a commanding officer on the ground. Definitely he'd be carrying out their leader's orders, and also kind of yeah, I will do whatever it takes to protect my world, Earth, and whatever else. And if you get in my way, I'm going to shoot you dead. Prowl would definitely carry out those orders and definitely be, very much on the thought of, I will do what it takes to complete the mission, no matter the cost. So Prowl, when I was thinking of definitely having a Transformer on this team, Prowl was the one. I was originally thinking of one, but I was the more I thought about it, yeah, Prowl would probably fit a lot better. Yeah. Anyway, moving on now to Starling, and yeah, Starling from Stormhawk. Starling would be a lot of fun in here. Master martial artist. She is also very much I kind of have this feeling that she'd be willing to carry out some horrendous shit for somebody if it meant doing the right thing. Starling would definitely be up there with Night Owl, doing a lot of stealth takedowns and stuff like that. And I also do believe that she would be also at the same time alongside Jax, where she would be if something's, wrong, then she's going to voice it and try to steer the team into not committing some kind of horrible war crime. So there's Starling. Next up we have Guile. Guile from Street Fighter was another character I thought of and was yeah, Guile would be here and be another boots on the ground. And I think him and Prowl would have some power struggle, because Guile, along with Starling and Jack, would definitely try to steer the team away from being this kind of just violent group, but also be willing to carry out the mission. I do see that Guile but through and through, Guile is a soldier, but he knows what's right and wrong at the same time, and I think he would question this team's leadership. So, but yeah, Guile would also be throwing some sonic booms at some people. Following that, we have Chitara, who is our speedster. Chitara would be so much fun in here. I could definitely see her zipping around, taking out multiple opponents, and I would also love to see the back and forth between her and Jack, especially the banter between the two. That would be hilarious. And our penultimate character for this team is Ultra 7 from Ultraman. Yeah, I'm having an Ultraman character in this team. Why? First off, because I want why not? And for some reason, Ultra 7 of all the Ultra Brothers really makes sense for the Stormwatch, because he is this big cosmic being who can be I'm going to send you in to take out the big threat. The leader of this version of Stormwatch would be the one to deploy Ultra 7 in the event that shit goes really sideways. So drop Ultra 7 to take out the kaiju level threat or something of that nature. And who is this leader of this version of Stormwatch? I saved him for last, but I'm pretty sure some people are going to figure it out. It's Ironwood. Of all the characters that I could think of, Ironwood from RWBY is definitely the one guy who would be like the closest to Henry Bendrix, the original insane leader of Stormwatch. And he is very much ends justify the means, and there's just this level of brutality to him and intelligence. And yeah, he would definitely try to dictate the team to do some really horrendous shit. So there you go, guys. That is my non-comic lineup for Stormwatch. I know it's a pretty unique team. It's like a team you wouldn't think of for a non-comic lineup, but there you go. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, who would you have in your non-comic lineup for your own Stormwatch team? Just comment below, let me know, and like I said, if you'd like to check out the Secret Avengers lineup, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and hit the second tier where you guys can check out those videos and others as well. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.